Thank you, Nancy. So yeah, I have been very lucky to work on a number of projects with Sanity at Rangle. Of course, we do a lot of different kinds of projects that are not even CMS related, but I've been very happy to kind of be very involved with this work. Nancy mentioned this earlier. We worked on a number of projects together. B2B, B2C, we're doing a nonprofit project right now. It's been really fun to learn the platform as well as kind of see how you can build in other kind of features into it because it's so flexible. One of those things is building in some really interesting personalization features. And I want to talk a little bit about what personalization actually means, which will lead really beautifully into our chat with Andrew about uniform, which really helps make that work really well. So personalization, it is the curation of content for different audiences based on their preferences, their behaviors, their needs. Personalization is something that you can get the data for that you need explicitly or implicitly. So, for example, hey, what's your name on a website? Or can you please share your email? Sign up for our newsletter and get kind of information from the user that way. Where are you from? Enter your zip code, right? This is kind of information that you get very explicitly from somebody and kind of mine for information, right? So that you can make their experience on your website more personal. We all love signing into a website and it says, hey Nataliya, good day, how are you? It's 20 degrees in your location in Toronto. And suddenly I feel ready to buy a product. And then there's the implicit way to get that data, and that's using behavior tracking. So maybe not asking my name, you can do that too, but maybe it's finding out what I'm clicking on and kind of gathering information on what I might actually be interested in. What am I searching for on the website? Like, what am I querying for in the input fields there? What purchases have I made? Where did I go after I made that purchase? What am I actually looking for on the site? What's my intent on the site? So that's a more implicit way and kind of a more nuanced way to learn who the person is and what they need from you on the website. So what does that look like IRL, in real life? You guys probably see it all the time on the internet, if you're on the internet. E-commerce product recommendations based on browser history. You know you can search some kind of product that you've been looking for on a site, and it knows kind of that you've looked for it there. A marketing site suggesting related blogs based on other articles that you've clicked on that site. A big box store, think Walmart, Target, Shoppers Drug Mart, etc., that are promoting what's in stock near your IP location. It kind of can tell where you are and just gently prod you and tell you what you can get really close to you. And then, of course, streaming services, something like Netflix suggesting movies based on watch history. This is kind of what that looks like for you right now, and it's getting more and more nuanced every day. So we do have a common mistake that we make right now with personalization, and that is that we build first. We kind of think about personalization last, as an afterthought. We are maybe thinking about the research that we want to put in to create our website or to level up our website. We're strategizing for content. We are designing the site. We are creating the content. We're developing. Maybe we've already launched, and maybe we continue to do iterative launches, but we're not really thinking about personalization or how to add that in until the very end. So we think, let's personalize later. But later never comes. Sad face. We have a bit of a challenge here because we're leaving a lot of people out at the very beginning because we're not personalizing all of our content and including that as part of our content strategy from the very beginning. We're just losing out on people from the very start, and we're trying to gain them back later. So we have a challenge. Marketers like e-commerce managers, SEO leaders, digital marketing leads, content writers, They are thinking about so much more content that they're having to create. Their organization is selling more products, offering more services, adding more verticals every day, and there's just more and more content. And the audience is growing, so they need more content for more audiences. So some people might think, well, that's great, more content, more ways to get people, to pull people in, to convert them, get them engaged with us. But the existence of that content is not actually what is converting, right? That is not the most important thing. Actually, more content often means it's more difficult for somebody to find what they need from your website, from your organization, because they're sifting through so much more content made for so many different kinds of audiences. So there's a real challenge there to figure out how you can add all of this new kinds of content, but make sure that it's reaching the right people at the right time. So historically, when we're thinking about personalization, and I'm sure you've seen this a lot, just in various, even social media profiles, where they're building a profile of who you are based on things that you're doing. So we're thinking about collecting user data, gathering a demographic profile based on your age, your sex, your gender, your income, your profession, your education, your marital status, kind of personal stuff. And they're building out this profile of who they think you are, right? And that profile is continually getting larger and larger as they collect more data. The problem, though, is that a lot of the times they get that persona wrong. They think that they know who you are, and then they're over-indexing on that information. They have a bias towards who they think you are, even though maybe they got it wrong in the very first place. So think about a problem, for example. Somebody, maybe a 28-year-old woman is shopping online for pregnancy products. They're searching diapers, for example. Now maybe the website, the organization assumes they have a child. That's maybe a safe assumption, but maybe not. Maybe they have a partner. Who knows? The site and the personalization engine, whatever has been built, is starting to care a lot more about them and exactly who they are, and not exactly what they need and what they're actually looking for on the site. So they're going to maybe start seeing more information on the website about maternity clothes, guides about being pregnant, suggestions on vitamins to take. And maybe this person is a cousin searching for diapers for their family member, and not actually the person that's pregnant at all. So you've now built on this site a persona that is completely wrong, and now sending them down this journey that doesn't really make sense for them after they've purchased those diapers. And then you also have, as we all know, the internet kind of then will also think you're pregnant as well. So we have all this like persona creating all over the place, and oftentimes super it's over indexing and really has that bias towards who it thinks that you are. So what we're really doing here is thinking too much about demographics and not thinking about the intent of the person on the site. So what is a fix for that? So we need to start monitoring maybe their behaviors instead, or put more weight on those on that kind of information. We don't want to think too much about the diapers. Maybe right now they need the diapers, but tomorrow they don't. What if they search for a monogrammed gift later? Are they still somebody who needs diapers, or are they just somebody who likes monogrammed bedding? They might not be a parent at all. They might not be a woman. They may have other intents completely. So rather than thinking about that person as a pregnant person, for example, looking for diapers, they are a person looking for baby products today, right now, on the site at this moment. Tomorrow, they might be a person looking for bedding for their new apartment that they just got. So when we care too much about the person, we consider this a bit of a personalization failure. When you think about their intent, you think more about what's relevant to them. You maybe increase in conversion because you're actually thinking about what they need in the moment, and you're meeting their needs. It's a bit of a more nuanced approach, and the implementation can start early. It can start at the very beginning. and you can integrate personalization within your content strategy. So we want to flip the script a little bit. We want to think about it on day one. To know your audience is to know their needs. So there's a bit of a checklist you can start thinking about when you're thinking about personalization or thinking about building it in, post-launch. We want to audit. Can't see this is probably a little bit small for you all, but I have a little checklist here where we want to first audit the content blocks throughout your website along the customer journey. What touch points are helping that person get to the product or the service that they need? Find those touch points, write them down. Do a thorough audit. Then, when you structure your content, make it personalization aware, so that when that person is going through that customer journey, those touch points are aware of what they're looking for at that time. Next here we have audit your services, offerings, and products. Audit what your organization does and what needs it can actually meet, so that you know how to get them there. And then ID customer interactions that signify their intentions. How do you know what they need? You need to figure out what touch points, what behaviors that you actually need to be anchoring on, so that you can guide them there. And because now your engine knows what they need and can personalize the content as they go. So what do you get out of this? Quite a bit, actually. So you do get better insights, a consistent experience from beginning to end, higher engagement and higher conversion. So think about getting on a website and it can tell what you're looking for, right? It's going to send you right to add to cart, right? Or it's going to send you to booking a demo, or it's going to send you to making a call to that organization for the thing that you need. Because nowhere along that journey is it saying, hey, do you still want diapers? It doesn't confuse you in the middle because it knows what you need the entire way. So thinking about personalization from the very beginning is really important as part of your content strategy so you can launch starting personalized day one. This is actually something that we are starting to work on our own website, and I have Bertrand here from Rangle to talk a little bit about that. Thanks.